Alright, we have an international ration to review this time. This one is a Spanish Individual Combat Ration, and this was very generously sent to me by Gundog 4314. He also included a pack of this pan galleta, which is a bread biscuit type of a thing, and I think that's going to come in handy from what I've seen on these. And I've never had one of these before, and I won't claim to be an expert on these. Doing things other than MREs kind of goes out of my comfort zone a bit, and it's kind of a fun learning process, seeing what different countries include in their rations, see how they are similar and how they differ from MREs. But I will also say that, although I've never had one of these before, they're pretty easy to find now on YouTube, thanks to people like Gundog and Kiwi Dude. They've done reviews on these, and because of the fact that they've done so much for this community and really widened it and spread it out, pretty much seems like everybody and his brother has done a review on these Spanish rations, but I have taken until now to get around to doing one. So I'm going to do my best, and like I said, I'm not too familiar with these, and I did say it's interesting to see how other countries, their takes on rations compared to MREs. So the MRE is an individual meal. Some countries have individual meals, some have 24-hour rations, some countries have both. Of course, the US also has the first strike ration and some other 24-hour rations too. These are an individual combat ration, which means it's a single meal. And these come in breakfast, lunch, and dinner. This one is a lunch menu, menu number A5. And not only is it interesting to see what's different between MREs and other rations from different countries, but it's also interesting to see what's behind them as far as the regulations and the specifications for them. How strictly ready to eat they need to be. Obviously an MRE, ready to eat is in its name, so that's a very important part. Some other countries have things that need to be mixed, or I don't know if there's any that have anything that need to be cooked, but I think everything in here is pretty much ready to eat. But we're going to actually go ahead and obviously go in here and see what's actually in here. So the pan galleta, I'm guessing that these are issued together. Probably a case of the combat rations has breakfast, lunch, and dinner menus, and then some of the crackers to go with them. I don't know if each meal gets one of these packets or not, but the box itself is a little bit smaller than an MRE as far as size, but they're pretty similar in weight. But of course, they're both individual meals. And let's go see what's inside of lunch menu A5. We have this dark green outer bag, which I'm guessing must be waterproof. It gives it some camouflage for tactical reasons. And inside you have a cardboard box. Which it almost looks green rather than standard cardboard. Seems to have some kind of a treatment to it. But just a semi-sturdy cardboard box. What am I smelling in here? There's something that doesn't smell entirely pleasant in there. Hopefully it's just this. But first off the bat, we have an information sheet. Armed Forces Individual Combat Ration. And you have instructions here. It also has it in addition to having Spanish, we have English, luckily, and this looks like French over here. Ministry of Defense. This ration has been checked with the technical conditions, blah, 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 blah. Now, it's interesting. Please check if the packaging bulges or is dented, if there are signs of rust on metal packaging, if there's leakage inside the cases, if there's a bad smell, if there's any other signs of food being in a bad state, etc. When in doubt, report irregularities to superior. If alone, it is better not to eat suspect items. So, as I said, there's a slightly interesting odor coming off of there. It's not, I wouldn't say a foul odor, and the cans seem to be in perfect condition, so I mean that's what I'd be most concerned about. And I forgot to mention, I don't know if you can see on here, but it does have a Best Buy on here of March 2018. So I'm filming this in June 2016, so this should have plenty of life left to it. It's a relatively fresh meal. And using my information sheet, I'm going to check what's in here. This is a sopa de pollo con pasta. It's a chicken and pasta instant soup. I'm wondering if this is where the smell's coming from. It almost has a fishy kind of a smell to it. Actually, this is weird. I think this may have been compromised because it's like a powder down here, but this weird little dented piece here is solid. So I don't see, there's nothing leaking out. A little bit, looks like it was rubbed here a little bit. So I don't know, this would be interesting to see what this is like. Anyway, we'll check it out. Some chicken and pasta soup. This little teeny tiny package here. This would be some water purification tablets. 2 of them in there. From what I've seen from other reviews, there's going to be a lot of tablets in this thing. We have crema de manzana, which is referred to as a tube of apple cream. That's sort of like an apple jelly kind of a thing. And this, I think, is going to be, pan galleta is going to come in handy for this. I've seen some reviews where people just eat this right out of the package because there's really nothing to put it on. And it says March 2018 stamped right into it. And it looks fine. We have, it's called isotonic powder with vitamin C. I can believe this is a drink mix. March 2018 on that. It says on here, it says 4 bags of defatigant isotonic powder with vitamin C, 5 grams. So I guess there's going to be more of these. There's 2, and 3, and 4. It's either a lot of drinks or they only make a little bit each. And here we have some, this is interesting. Fluoride toothpaste. Crema Dental Florada. And I've seen Gundog doing a breakfast one, and it actually came with a toothbrush. So I'm guessing with this, you just take the toothpaste, you put it on your finger, and just rub your teeth with it. So I guess that's instead of gum. And here is some disinfectant. This is a disinfectant for hands, para manos. So just a standard hand sanitizer, or as my daughter would call it, handitizer. We have a pack of matches, which MREs still come, some of them still come with matches. They don't all come with matches anymore, but there really isn't too much of a use for them, other than obviously in emergency situations, but this actually has a use. And so what's in this? We have, oh wow, these are the fuel tabs. We have 3 nice little fuel tabs here. Should be plenty for making 1 meal. And I'm going to save these 2 for the end. It's kind of like the main stars. Oh boy, here we have some gum, which I don't see it written on here, but the package is open and it's coming out, so obviously that's some gum. I don't know if it's dental gum or what. Chico con something. It just says 1 chewing gum. Here we have some tissues. These could be used for tissues, they could be used as napkins, they can be used as toilet paper, they can be used as a fire starter, they can be used as whatever you need them for. And here we have a stove. If anybody has seen Kiwi Dude's first Spanish ration review from, it's almost exactly 2 years ago, this is what he used when he destroyed his cutting board. And if you haven't seen that, I would highly recommend seeing it. As a matter of fact, I will put a link down below because you should experience that. And I'm going to attempt to learn from his mistake. And which leads us to these 2 cans with ring pulls here. March 2018 and March 2018. Everything is pretty well the same as far as expiration dates. The Armed Forces shields there. And here we have, wow. Okay, this is, I don't speak Spanish, but I thought I'd be able to pick up some of the stuff from here. Ensalada Campera de Bonito. And this apparently is a tin of tuna salad country style. Which would mean this one, magro de cerdo cocinado? That would be a tin of cooked lean pork. Kind of simple. And then we add our pan galleta, and that's our complete meal. Alright, here is our Spanish Individual Combat Ration, menu A5. I'm guessing they must have an A and a B, kind of like the US MREs have an A and a B case. And looking at the instructions, I think I was wrong about these little sachets here. I thought they were drink powder, and I was kind of wondering why they had 4 small things rather than just one large one. But apparently, from what I can read, maybe you can tell better than I can, here's the instructions. It says to take 2 doses per day. Each dose is composed of 4 bags. So this is 1 dose of these. It doesn't say anything about mixing it with water. It just says to take the dose. And they're referred to as food supplements. It says food supplements should not be used as substitutes for a balanced diet. So it looks like you just actually tear these open and just eat them right out of here. Or whatever you want to say, ingest them right out of here. And you can see there isn't really a ton in here if you take the bread out. The bread biscuits, they add quite a bit, and I'm sure you'll be able to eat them with the stuff in the tins, and obviously the apple butter, apple cream. And let's go ahead and heat up at least one of these cans. I think I'm going to, the tuna salad, I think I'm probably going to have that cold. I'll heat up the other one, and I'll try and heat up some water for the soup. So it's definitely convenient that they give you instructions here. Otherwise the stove is sort of a, sure if you do this all the time it's pretty simple, but just looking at this could be kind of a complicated little mess. Apparently, those are just top and bottom. Put these 2 up, these 2 down for the stand, and then you turn these in to make your little stove. Pretty easy. And we'll use one of the heating tablets. That's right on it, S-bit. Yeah, it looks like you can break this into 4 little individual segments if you wanted to. So let's go ahead and use the whole one. Alright, I think I've finagled a pretty good cooking surface that hopefully won't cause any damage. There's our stove with the heating tablet. It seems to be going pretty good, so we'll put our magro de cerdo cocinado, whatever it is. Instructions did say to remove the top or put a couple holes in the top, so I will go ahead and remove the top. Here's our cooked pork. It smells pretty good. Yeah, it smells a little bit like dog food, but it smells pretty good too. And I'm only really concerned about getting that warm. It doesn't have to be hot per se, because I do want to save some of the heating tablet for the water. Alright, they did get quite warm, but I did have a little bit of an incident where I lost some of the juices. Nothing major, but lost a little bit. But I just want to be fair with this thing, I want to go ahead and give it a second fuel tablet, partially because I used that whole one for that and I didn't save any for the water. So go ahead and light up a second one if the wind will let me do it. I'm going to give that another minute or so on here. will say I'm glad that I took this outside, because the smell from the tab, and especially the smoke that's coming off of it, is not terribly pleasant. But it looks like we're getting some really good heating action in there, so I'm going to go ahead and take this off and put the water on. I'll just let that second tab burn itself out and see how hot the water gets. Right now it's room temperature. Alright, and that just went out, and the water is slightly hot. Could be better, but it'll do. Alright, so other than the main dishes in the soup, there really isn't too much to look at. Let's check out this crema de manzana. Or not. I guess not. And this ration, like a lot of the international ones, did not come with any sort of utensils. I'm guessing that the Spanish Army, like a lot of other militaries, are supplied or issued mess kits, or utensils at least. So I'm just going to use an MRE spoon. A little bit messy here, sorry. This apple butter, apple spread, apple cream smells pretty good. And I'm not sure if maybe you're supposed to add the chicken pasta soup to the water, but I'm going to put it in here first just because I want to see what kind of shape it's in, because of that odd smell, which is kind of off-putting for the whole thing. You can actually, inside here, it basically just smells like instant chicken noodle soup. It does seem like it may have clumped up a bit. Oh, this is actually the pasta. Maybe that's what I was feeling. It's like a little pasta shell. And there's like 2 of them in there. Anyway, we'll add our slightly more than lukewarm water to that. And actually, since it does have has pasta in it, you can see why you would want to add hot water, boiling if possible. But in the field, you got to do what you can do. And if you only had cold water on you, I guess you have to make do with that and just have some really crunchy pasta. Luckily, there's only a couple shells in here. And since it doesn't seem to say anything about adding these to water, I can't see why you couldn't do that. But since it basically tells you to just ingest all 4 of these for 1 serving, you're supposed to have 2 servings a day, or 2 doses a day. I'm just going to go ahead and put a couple of these into a little dish here so we can see it. It smells kind of sweet. And here's the second one. You know what? It really does smell like a drink. I was expecting to have some glucose tablets. That's what I've seen in some of the other ones that were apparently slightly earlier from a couple years ago. And so apparently they replaced it with this, but I don't see why you can't put that in some water. Alright, so a disclaimer here. If I'm doing this wrong, I apologize. Going by the instructions, it doesn't say anything about adding it to water. But let me try it out as is. It does have sort of a lemon-limey kind of a flavor. It's not just like straight up sugar. I'll put those 2 in here. Let's try that out. And obviously if you're out and about and it's not convenient to mix it up, I'm sure you could just tear one of those open and pour it right in your mouth to get a little bit of a little shot of energy. no idea how much water, if you do this, how much water to add. You should taste that. It almost tastes like an antacid tablet, like a plop plop fizz fizz kind of thing. Not really a ton of flavor in that. As I said, I don't know if I'm doing that right or not, but I could add more of this for some more flavor, but I think that'll do fine for now. And we'll check out our pan galleta, which are not part of the ration, keep them separate. Oh boy, I'm kind of broken up a bit in here. Let's try and get a few of these out of here. Theodore. Good sized biscuits here. Yeah, looks like we have 6 of them in here. Good sized package. I'm sure you could use some for lunch and some for dinner. Spread them out however you want to. And that just we use our gum for the only other thing that you would eat in this, or chew on at least. And so that's leaves us with our entrees. Here is the ensalada campera de bonito, or tuna salad country style, which I chose to have cold. Let's see if that was a good idea. Oh, you know what? This isn't exactly what I was expecting. It probably wouldn't have been bad heated up. Wow, it's not really what I expected at all. It's almost like a soup. No. Yeah, that probably would have been good heated up. Get rid of a little bit of this liquid before it overflows. Got a pretty generous amount in there. And then our tin of cooked lean pork. Let's see how this came out. Let's see how it comes out. Good amount of pork there. Nice little pile of pork. Alright, this stuff is looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and try it out. Let's start with the cooked pork since it's on the warm side. Alright, this is nothing very fancy looking. Apparently it's just a tin full of pork. A little bit of a fatty section right in here. It doesn't look terribly appetizing, but otherwise it looks and smells good. And this juices and chunks of pork. Let's go ahead and try it out. Yeah, it's pork. Nothing. I think the fact that it's so simple, I don't want to say it's disappointing, but I don't know. Kind of expected more of a dish than just a can full of pork. But it tastes good. Tastes fine. The juice, I'm sure, is going to be pretty salty. Not unlike a Spam kind of thing, and I hesitate to say that because it seems like it's a little bit higher quality than Spam. Not quite as processed into a little singular thing. I mean, this, you can see here, it's got the fat on here. So I mean, this is real ham. Break it up here, and you can see some. Yeah, not bad. Which brings us to the tuna salad country style. And as I said, this wasn't quite what I was expecting, but it looks and smells good. Let me try the juice here, which is a lot of. Yeah, I'm still going to say it wasn't a bad idea to have this cold. I think it could have gone either way. I think both of these would be fine. Well, look at this big onion here. I think both these would have been fine heated or cold. I mean, the pork is kind of like a Spam, which obviously you can eat right out of the can. And this seems like it's fine cold, and it seems like it would be pretty good heated up too. Let's see, we have this gigantic onion here. Well, it's a small onion, but it's a whole onion. Is the tuna. See, potatoes. It's like red peppers. A lot of peas, green peas in here, and green peppers too. Here we go. That's about all that I really recognize in there. Let's give this a taste. Looking pretty good. Yeah, it tastes good too. Not incredibly exciting. The potatoes have that really canned potato kind of a taste to them. As you can sort of see, that's sort of what they look like. They look like the, I don't know if you can necessarily say potatoes are processed. Oh, there's some carrots too. I didn't mention that. A lot of squares in here. Potatoes and the carrots are really soft. Let's see what the peppers are like. Well, it's barely even there. Yeah, not a heck of a lot to say about it. It's both kind of understated meals, dishes. Definitely a nice change from the US MREs. I had fancier stuff in foreign ones before, but I can't really say I have any complaints about it. There's a couple of big chunks of tuna there. All in all, something I'd be more than happy to eat, and I will go ahead and eat some more. The fat parts on the pork aren't the most appetizing looking things, but it does make it seem more like real pork though. Let's try some of this apple cream. Try it by itself. Oh, it's different. Different consistency. It definitely doesn't, it's not like a cream, but it's not exactly like a jelly or a jam either. But it's pretty good, not overly sweet. And just the fact that it's sort of different from the US stuff makes it kind of nice. Try it on the pan gelato. Yeah, it's good. I think in the US we are used to a certain level of sweetness. And this isn't quite up there, but it's definitely good. It's refreshing, kind of a little sweet taste to go along with your main dishes here. And I never actually tried the cracker, the biscuit, by itself. It's pretty good. Very plain. There's not much really flavor to it. It's not salted or anything. It almost tastes a little bit like it's gone a little bit stale. One thing's nice is it's not overly hard. Some of these biscuits and these international ones can feel like they're going to break your teeth. This does not feel like that. It's sort of a cross between a standard biscuit and a standard like US MRE cracker. No, it's good though. And let's try some of this soup. Which in the packaging it was kind of strong smelling. Or outside of the packaging actually, when I opened up the ration. Inside the package it didn't seem to be too bad. I think I got some of the pasta there. Let's see if that reconstituted at all. Yeah, not bad. It's basically cold now because I wasn't able to get the water too hot. But it's basically a broth. Chicken flavored broth with, I think there was 3 pieces of pasta in here. There's 2 of them right there. It's kind of like the broth in a package of instant ramen when you add the flavoring to it. Not quite as strong. It's not terribly salty, which is kind of nice. Chicken soup kind of a flavor. Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm sure it'd be even better if it was even hotter. And I will say the Pangayeta, it definitely seems like a nice addition if they do give these with each meal, or at least with a couple of them, because you can certainly eat these on their own. You can dip them into the soup, or you could break them up in the soup. Obviously, you can have them with the apple cream. It seems like the main idea for them. But in addition to all that, you can also put some pork on them. I have a feeling that's going to be a nice touch. Yeah, it definitely is. I think I got some of that fatty stuff I was trying to avoid. But that's good. And tuna salad too. I don't see any reason why you can't put that on crackers. Or this, as I said, this is almost like a soup too. You could crumble up crackers into that too. Yeah, that's good too. I think I'm liking the pork a little bit more than the tuna salad, whether it's because it's not heated or it's just not really my thing so much. But everything in here is good. I mean, having to heat them up on a stove is slightly less convenient than using a flameless ration heater. But of course you are getting an actual flame heat, which is nice. You certainly don't have to heat it. You could eat these cold, just like an MRE. But it seems pretty good either way. And while it doesn't look like a ton of food, you are getting 195 grams of the tuna salad and 200 grams of the pork. So that's not too bad. It's really just that and the soup and the apple cream that's in here for eating. Let's try my isotonic powder beverage, which I'm not sure if it's even supposed to be a beverage. Yeah, it tastes like those vitamin C, those emergency or the airborne tablets that you put into water. So it doesn't really taste like a beverage, but it does taste like something that's meant to give you a nice boost of vitamin C. And it's not bad. I'm sure it's a little more pleasant to drink it this way than it would be to just dump one of these packets down your throat. But either way, and we have our tissues, the rest of the isotonic powder, and our fluoride toothpaste, which actually, I'm going to go ahead and use that too. Our disinfectant tabs, which I didn't use. And then we go ahead and have our gum, which the package, as I said, was open, but hopefully it's not going to be a problem. No, that seems quite fresh. That's pretty good, nice and fresh. Nice way to freshen up your mouth after you finish your meal. Seems to be about the same amount of gum you get with those 2 little pieces in US MRE. I'm going to try a little bit of hand disinfectant. Clean up my fingers and my hands. A little bit slimy, but it's nice to be clean. It smells fresh. And maybe I shouldn't have done that because I did want to try a little bit of this dental fluoride cream or toothpaste. I'm going to try and do a little field expedient toothbrushing. Just put some on my finger and clean my teeth with that. Yeah, that's not the most effective way of doing that, I'm sure. But you got to do what you got to do, and it actually does freshen up your mouth. It's got a little bit of a spearmint kind of a flavor to it. So that was a look at a Spanish Armed Forces Individual Combat Ration. So lunch menu number A5. Thank you for watching.